Well, I don't know whether you know about this, but I don't know when to put this on Facebook if it goes on Facebook. Because everybody's probably gone to bed, it's midnight and I can't sleep. I'm in supported accommodation for the mentally ill. And I had a flat, I've been here before, about what, 5 years ago. I was here for 2.5 years. They got me a flat in Thirst. This place is in Leyburn. And I went and stayed in the flat in the house in Thirsk, and everything was going well. But my dad had given me a car, and then he passed away. He couldn't drive the car because he was too deaf. He blew the engine up. I fixed it. He said, "You might as well have it," because I'd put £2,500 worth of parts in the engine. I managed to save the cylinder head. I couldn't afford another cylinder head, and it was starting to burn oil because the car had done 114,000 miles, and the cylinder head was leaking oil. Well, it was getting past down the valve guides. So I did a cylinder head swap. Well, I ended up having to take the engine out because either somebody put a bolt back in the cylinder head or I missed one. I mean, me thinking somebody putting a bolt back in the cylinder head is seen as mental illness. I hadn't taken my medication for 3.5 years. Well, apparently, when you've been on the medication a while, it takes 2 years to wear off. And it usually takes me 18 months to become mentally ill. So 3.5 years isn't a long time in mental illness. So I could have been relapsing. And the trouble with the car was, I fixed that engine. I ordered a second-hand cylinder head. When it came, it was new, and I ordered a reconditioned crankshaft because the crankshaft was going as well. It used to rattle, but it didn't blow the big end. And I ordered a second-hand crankshaft, and when that came, that was new. So I put all that in, and it wouldn't start. So I took that engine out and put it in the boot. I didn't know the boot lid seals leaked, and the engine was trashed because it rained. I had a spare engine that I'd got for it to keep it going because it was my dad's car, and I wanted it to remember him by. So I put the spare engine in, I got it all running and ready to go for the MOT. Went out to it the next morning and it wouldn't start. By this time, I'd had the engines in and out and in and out and in and out. You know, it got to the point where I was joking, saying, I've done 3 engine swaps, 2 gearbox swaps, and a clutch change in a pair tray. And the house had got very untidy, and I bought stuff with money Dad had left me because we had a bungalow. His car came to about 150,000, so the rest was split between me and my brother. And we got 304,000 for the house. So I got 92,500. But because of that, they stopped me benefits, so I was having to pay rent, food, clothing, gas, electricity, water, and bits for the car. And at one point, I was going to electrify the car. I got all the bits to do that, and they cost 6,000 or 7,000 for second-hand parts. And I decided not to do it because it may overload the crumple zone, and if I maimed or killed somebody, I would be responsible. So I didn't do that. I just put the spare engine back in, and it wouldn't start. Why wouldn't it start? There was a broken wire on the petrol tank filler neck. It earths the vehicle to the ground when you're filling up with petrol because you don't want sparks near a petrol tank. It had broken, and that shuts the fuel pump down. And what was happening was when I shut the driver's side door, this wire was connecting. The next time I shut the driver's side door, it disconnected and stopped the cars from starting. So the house, by this time, the house was absolutely upside down. There was stuff all over. The key worker came to see me because she used to visit a bloke across the road, the key worker from here. She came to see me for about 6 months, and then she used to call in. I used to work on the car. I used to see her when I was working on the car. And she came one day and said, "I can't open the doors, there's too much stuff on the floor." And she said, "I'm going to have to bring you back up to Leyburn because you can't live here, it's dangerous." She'd had a social worker come to try and help me tidy up, and I refused to let him in because there was broken glass on the floor and all sorts. And there was stuff all over. I says, "You're going to get injured. I don't want to be responsible for that." So in the end, they moved me here. And, well, no, I was taken to hospital. it came to the time when I was coming out. They said the gas has been turned off because I'd lost my wallet the night before I was taken into hospital. I put blocks on the cards, and all my water and gas and electric were switched up, were cut off because the bills weren't paid while I was in hospital. Now I've sorted that out with the water company, but I still haven't sorted it out with the gas and electric because I haven't got a letter with it, an account number on, so they won't stop it. I now owe £1,722 for gas and electric that I haven't had. It's mounting up. They don't know where I live. I rang them today. They haven't a flipping clue. They were useless. They said I'll have to get a letter. Well, I do. How can I get a letter when I don't live there? They won't send one here because they don't know who I am and they don't know my account number, so they can't find out how much I owe. I don't do it. What a cock up. Well, it was Octopus Energy. Don't go with Octopus Energy. The cheapskates, the useless. They just do everything on the cheap, and when you're in trouble, they're useless. And so I owe £1,722. Well, I don't. There'll be standing charges to pay, but there won't be any gas and electric. And they said it would be estimated bills, which is why it's so high. It's 17 months bills. And I'd clean forgotten about that. It was mounting up. Well, I've just bought a second-hand car on credit, and a 2018 Mini Diesel is costing me £250 a month because my credit rating has gone right down because I owe that money. It's just an absolute cock-up. And on top of that, they said your boiler needs changing, which it did. They were going to change it in 2014. They said, we can't change the boiler because your kitchen's upside down and the gas needs commissioning. Well, how do you commission the gas? You get a supplier, you get them to connect it up, and that's it. 5-minute job. I was a vulnerable mental patient. They've just ripped me off because they allowed me 4 morning visits to get me stuff, to get out where I wanted out of that house. Well, one day my key worker forgot the keys. I had 2 Gibson guitars, I got them. I had a carbon fibre racing bike that cost £2,600, I got that. There was a £3,500 synthesizer, top of the range Roland synthesizer upstairs. Never got it. There was all sorts of stuff in there that was expensive. They took the lot and gave it away to the friends. They didn't need it. They could have let me tidy that place up. Well, if I'd got a car, I could have tidied all the cardboard out the yard. The neighbours were putting letters from Broadacres through my letterbox with my name on each ones they'd got about tidying their yard up and their front garden up. My front garden wasn't untidy. And they'd put them through the letterbox with my name on. I've just been ganged up against. It's sad, but I don't want to upset my friends by putting this up because it's distressing. I've lost everything. I've nothing left. And that's the thing. I've lost my home. I've lost my dad. My mum died in 1992. All my uncles and aunts died. I've only got my brother and my nephew left. And I think he's speaking to me. I think he sent me to Coventry for talking about how he bullied me as a kid until my hair fell out. That's embarrassed him, so he sent me to Coventry. And I've just found out that for years he had a business, so he could have afforded to pay for Dad's care. He didn't have to sell the bungalow. He's a twit with an A. He had me. Well, I said I'd do it. I rebuilt a 1964 Mini for him. What did I do? I put a new front end on, welded the bonnet up, windscreen corner panels. I put floors, sills. What else did I do? Rear subframe mountings. A rear valance panel. What else did I do? Oh yeah, there's a 76 Mini which was rusty. The 64 Mini was in better condition because it was thick as steel. So I took the transmission tunnel out of the 76 Mini and welded it into the 64 Mini and took the subframe, engine, gearbox and clutch, the whole wheels and the lot, front end, front suspension and engine gearbox and subframe and put it in the 64 Mini for him. It took me months. He says, oh, I'll pay you or I'll help you. Did he? No, he didn't. And he had a business. He could have afforded a new car instead of making me work like that. Because I was reshelling my Mini, and at one point I was stacking 150 tons of sacks a week as well. I have no time for him. Anyway, I've rabbited on enough.